Welcome back. Video released by Italy's firefighting service shows firefighters working to extinguish wildfires burning along a highway in Salerno, which is located in southwestern Italy. Heat waves have pushed temps above 104 degrees in several European countries, including Spain, Greece, Portugal, and Italy. Experts believe the extreme weather is linked to climate change.
And torrential rain caused flooding in several parts of Pennsylvania. A flash flood warning was issued yesterday for several counties, but has since been lifted. Some areas saw as much as 4 inches of rain. The heavy rain and high winds caused damage across the area. Structures were damaged, trees were uprooted, and customers lost power. The severe weather also led to some road closures.
Makes us thankful that we've had relatively quiet weather recently.
And that weather that we're talking about is now even close to the East Coast. New Jersey is now under that particular warning as well into parts of New York. So if you are traveling to that area, there are actually some airport delays in New York and Philadelphia at the moment. I was just checking because of the travel going on. But for us, 15-day outlook looks like this. The National Women's Music Festival, that's going to be in Middleton on Thursday. And of course, the Stone Fair starts tomorrow. What also starts on the 7th is the Sauk County Fair. That begins on the 7th, and it looks pretty good for the start of the week.
Yeah, nice quiet stretch there.
That's
We like to see that. Thanks so much for sticking with us. We'll be right back.